growing up, you learn from your surroundings. You learn how to walk, talk, get dressed, cook, do every basic day things. And you also learn, as you get older, you learn how to cope, deal, and process with your emotions. And you see, my entire childhood, and even now, my mom spends every Sunday in the kitchen. She's prepping lunches and dinners and meals and things like that for our family, other families, anybody who needs it, and I never really understood why. You see, my parents own a construction company, so that leaves my mom working 5 days a week, 8 to 5. She really doesn't catch much of a break. And so I never really understood why she wanted to be on her feet for hours and hours on one of her only days off. And then I kind of found myself in a place where that was kind of where I needed to be. I needed to be alone for hours and hours doing something that took all of my focus. So March 2020, was a very weird and awful time globally, right when the pandemic hit, all of this, and on top of that, I was going through my first real breakup. And so as a 16-year-old, I really didn't know what was going on. And since my parents and my brother at the time were in the construction field, you can't really stop and pick up whenever with construction, so that made them essential workers, and so that left me home alone all day, every day. And so I had to really find something to keep me busy and keep my mind off of it. I was trying every regimen, every workout, I was making Pinterest boards, I was doing everything and anything to keep my mind off of what was going on. And then one day, we're at our Sunday family dinner, and my dad says, I really miss crumble chocolate chip cookies. And my mom's like, oh, well, I can make you chocolate chip cookies. I can't make crumble ones, but I can make you my chocolate chip cookies. And my dad's like, no, you do enough. You don't have to do that. It's okay. And then I'm like, well, I do nothing all day, every day. There's really nothing I can do. So I should try and make the perfect chocolate chip cookie. And, my whole family just kind of laughed at me. You see, it wasn't in a rude way. If you know me, you know that it really wasn't too far-fetched of them laughing. I am not a very patient person. I like things to be done the first time, and that's the only time I like to do them. And so the idea of me perfecting something on the first try with no real instruction was kind of really far-fetched. So I took their laughter and I took what they were saying as motivation. So the next day I wake up, I do my research, and I get ready to make the perfect chocolate chip cookie. I made 17 batches of cookies that day, and only 3 turned out. So at the end of the day, I was feeling super defeated. My family was like, you know what, it's okay, you tried, that's all that mattered. And I kind of accept, 17 batches, if I make any more, it's just gonna be waste of ingredients. So the next day I wake up, but I wake up kind of feeling refreshed, and I realized that the way I felt in the kitchen was something I'd never felt before. I felt at peace, I felt mindful, I just felt like a different person. So I decided to try again. So I completely scratch everything I had done the day before, and I try again. And this time, with one batch, I finally get the perfect crumble chocolate chip cookie. So that night, while my family is digging in, they are praising me for how great these cookies are. I haven't even tried them myself, and I just sit back and I reflect. I think about how amazing I feel when I'm baking, and I really just take in how at peace it makes me feel. And while I was doing research for this, I found a quote that really embodies how I feel while I'm baking. Baking is also hugely advantageous for improving mental health with benefits that include mindfulness, satisfaction, and sensory pleasure. And honestly, I feel like that really embodies it perfectly. So if you are struggling and you just feel a little bit lost, just go buy a box of brownie batter and give it a go. And I promise you that you will feel at least some sort of clarity.